Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're gonna be working on the truck again. It's just a little maintenance video, nothing crazy. We're gonna be doing an oil change on the truck, emptying out the oil catch can. And something that I did before to this truck that I didn't show on the previous videos, I wanted to show you guys and give you a quick rundown on the engine oil cooler that I used on the truck. I don't know if a lot of you guys might not know, but this used to be a V6 and we put a 6.2 V8 L86 engine in it, which I couldn't retain my factory oil cooler due to certain stuff. I'll show you guys. I'm just gonna give you a quick rundown of that once we get the oil change done. So let's jack up the truck, let's get started. Today we're gonna be using a Mobil 1 Canon oil filter, nothing crazy. The winter is coming, so we're gonna put 5W30. This engine requires 0W20, but we're gonna step it up and get some 5W30. I don't know if there's a major difference. I just do know here in Salt Lake City, the winter is a lot cooler. Well, we get snow, so it's pretty cold. The reason I got 2 jugs, this truck does take close to 8 quarts. Since I do have an oil cooler, an aftermarket oil cooler that I installed, it's probably gonna take about another quart. So we're gonna need a total of close to 9 quarts for this truck. All right guys, so we have the truck on stands. We're draining the oil. I'm gonna go ahead and install the oil filter, get all that wrapped up, and then after that, I'm gonna show you guys how I was able to run my engine oil cooler and show you guys the lines and all that stuff and explain to you guys why I did it and what needed to be done. All right guys, so I actually had to remove the catch can to be able to get some oil in there. Like I said guys, we gotta put between 8 and 9 quarts, closer to 9 quarts to fill in that oil cooler. It's a little high, but I think once we run the engine, it'll find its way into the oil cooler and it'll go down. See, it's actually like all the way up here. It's supposed to be like down there. But we'll run it. And I'm sure a lot of it is just gonna have to run in there, circulate. think we might have to run it for a little bit. and let it fully circulate. Look at that. Right on the money. We got it right on the money. I think that's what it needed to be turned on and find its way into the cooler. Like I said, guys, I put 9 quarts. Look at that, right on the money. It used to be all the way up here. Once we turned it on, it's down here. Perfect. So 9 quarts it is. And the nice thing about having, I guess, an extra quart, because I only use 9 out of the 10. Once I start catching out that blow-by in that catch can, I can always start adding a little bit of more oil, but I guess that's it. So this is the catch can right here that I have. I did have to remove it to add oil. If you guys don't have one of these, you guys need to get one of these. This is just to catch all the blow-by, catch all that extra oil from going into your manifold and your valves and all that stuff. Keep all that stuff clean. These are direct injected. So any kind of catch can would work. I bought mine at UPR. I guess, I mean, this is not really an install video on how to do this, but it's pretty simple. This is, it's all plug and play. It's for a 2016 Silverado. I do have the LT2 intake, but if you have the L86 or the L83, which is a 5.3, this inlet is just down here somewhere. But it does come with the OEM plugs and everything, so it's plug and play. And it comes with a bracket that just goes right up here by this reinforcement bar. It's a size 15. I'm lying to you guys, it's a 13. I was using that one for the drain plug. It's a 13. Now guys, I'm gonna get into a little review on this. Like I said, I do like the catch can. It does its job. I've had it for a few months now. I ran a lot of miles on it, a couple road trips, and it really does its job. So, like every 2 to 3 weeks, what I do is you just open the canister. And you can see all the oil that it's catching. Once you take off the canister, you can see. I mean, I just emptied it about 2 weeks ago, and you can see it already caught some oil. It's not a lot, it's very minimal, but all this oil could be going into your intake manifold, so I would definitely recommend one of these. Now, the bad part about it that I just found out about it, I'm not knocking on the company. Like I said, I've been happy with it. But down low, I'll post a clip right now. I saw that I was leaking a lot of oil. I didn't know what it was, like where it was coming from. And then I realized this little catch can, this little plate at the bottom unscrews, and you can see that because down there at the bottom it has like some grooves where you can screw and unscrew this lid. So all that oil was leaking from this bottom portion of the canister. I don't know exactly if I'm supposed to tighten it, if there's a special tool. I don't know, like a little tool that I use. I don't want to mess with it. I'm gonna call the company, see if I can get it warrantied out, or if they have some tips on what to do with this. Like I said, it is doing its job. It works. It's easy to install. It's plug and play, but that's the only issue. So if you have one of these, I mean, I'm sure it's just a matter of tying this little piece. I just don't want to scuff the surface and mess with it, and because maybe if I get it warranted out, they'll just have me send this one in. And it doesn't look like I messed with it, but this was leaking a lot of oil from this portion. So just look out for that. But other than that, guys, I'm actually gonna go empty this out. Might as well clean it out. I always have a jug on the side of used oil where I can just dump it in. Or, like I said, just a new one. Just keep one of these around. This is just like a week's worth. But imagine all those thousands and thousands of miles that you're putting into your truck. And you're just letting that go back in there. I've seen some videos where the oil in there, it has like moisture and like other kinds of fumes where it looks really milky. Luckily mine doesn't have that, or at least I haven't had that. So my oils looks pretty clean. What I do is just screw it back in. Actually, let me clean this bottom plate. I can feel the oil. I'm just trying to softly tighten it, see if it works. Just clean it. Screw it back in. I always get confused what side it goes to. So as you guys can see in the front, I have two coolers. I have, the one in the front is an engine oil cooler. The one in the back, it's a transmission cooler from Mishimoto. Now, the reason I had to run an engine oil cooler was because we retained the V6 radiator and somehow the lines didn't match. They were almost like vice versa, like the lines were swapped from the driver's side to the passenger side and they wouldn't line up. So on the engine, we had to put a ICT block off plate since we were deleting the engine oil cooler. I mean, it seems like a lot of people do the delete and they just put these and they run fine. I guess if you want to save the headache, you could buy the V8 radiator and get all the OEM lines. But for me, this setup works. So from here, I have the lines ran all the way to the front into the oil cooler and then right back. I'm not able to check the temps. I don't have a gauge, but this is better than just running a block off plate and not having an oil cooler at all. I did have the AM fittings right here and they just started to leak. I think they were just cheap, so I ended up getting some bar fittings and a little bit of gasket sealer, and it was able to work just fine. I haven't had any leaks. It's been working fine. All right, guys, so I just got in the truck. Seems to be running smooth. Oil pressure is good. I just turned on the truck, but as you can see, the transmission temperature always stays low. I mean, obviously I'm just barely leaving the house. I'm gonna go take it for a run. But you can see it stays. I mean, normally I think with the from factory it gets up to like 200, I think it is 210. With the Mishimoto cooler, on a hot day it goes up to 180. Like when I was at the track, it was like at 180. Obviously right now it's 48 degrees outside, so it'll probably be between 150 around there. Guys, this truck is running nice. It's nice and cold. I mean, I still haven't done a full, but Catch. Just a quick little pull. I gotta switch lanes. Man, this thing needed an oil change bad. Looks like I'm not gonna be able to get too much footage on pulls, guys. It's a lot of construction, people out shopping. I think I might eat some In-N-Out tonight. Alright guys, so that was it for that video. I got a bunch of footage, a couple little things. Sorry I wasn't able to do some clean pulls. At least I was able to get everything else done. I hope I explained to you guys in detail on what I did to the truck as far as the coolers and all that stuff and why I did it. And that's about it, guys. Catch you guys next time.